Hi everybody, it's me again. I kind of like been having a bit of a bad time again, with this covert harassment thing, and sometimes I get it so badly that it literally like knocks me out. It's either that or the brain injury just like makes me switch off like completely. It's like I don't even want to have a nap. I just like suddenly I'm like, in another sort of like literally I just like blank out as they say. And I've had that been going on some time. But that's not kind of the sort of underlying message. It's like, you know, on the one hand, I feel like I should be sort of like, telling my jokes online, like, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't get much sort of, how could I say, uh, response. But um, I'm just feeling like so many conflicting emotions right now. It's just like really strange. Like, you know, I think one of the most important things is just to sort of like, trust that God's in control. It's so difficult. Like, open the Bible and it talks about God's in charge, controls the seas, or he has dominion, or, over the seas. And then we see these seas destroying people in tidal waves. And it's like, it's so easy to kind of like be cynical about the whole thing, about being, about things that we read in the Bible. And then we go to church and they don't even preach from certain parts of the Bible that we want them to preach from. And it's like, you know, and I'm just like so fiercely against all kind of like spiritual conflict. It's like I see it everywhere, I notice it everywhere, even people like. And like the other day, where I was like, I was in the pub. Okay, I was like, I know I talk about this thing about being in the pub, but it's actually it helps me with my symptoms. And I just sit there and I look at people, I have conversations with strangers, and sometimes they just buy me drinks. I was like, when I say drink, a drink, right? And I never ever like, I'm not sort of hobbling out of the pub or anything like that. I think I have like two or three, and that's it. And I was over several hours, right? So it's like you get back, you sort of like you walk into the city and you've done like 13 kilometers walking. You just like go straight into the pub and you have a pint. It's like, you know, sort of like, how could I say, quench one's thirst. Then you have like a one more, two more, and you're just like talking to people and feeling a sense of relaxation. It's not the alcohol per se, it's just being in that environment and just like talking to pretty girls and like, not sort of chatting them up or anything, but just like being a bit sort of how could I say, just being complimentary a bit. Like, so, anyways, like, I've just like I just can't, sort of like see what's, any kind of. Sometimes I was like, yes, the world's getting better, like things are getting better, and then suddenly things get worse again. I'm seeing all this kind of like, almost like Armageddon kind of stuff going on. It's like I've got so many memories of like so many different things. Right, when I do my social media research, like there was one time, right, when I was looking at some of these social media posts, and it looked like it wasn't an AI image, right? It wasn't AI video. It was actually almost like a kind of like a superimposed kind of like weird thing. It was almost like a kind of like a catastrophic kind of Armageddon where the army is like seeing like 10,000, 20,000 people. It's like I almost feel like I mean, I have to say, I almost feel like we've been going through some sort of Armageddon. I'm not joking. I'm saying when you look at like when you see all that, right? You see these armies and you see like these, sort of like, WMDs sort of literally up in the sky. People say, what kind of world is this then? If especially if you've got like, um, siblings. It's like, or if you got like, you know, like most people, you got children. It's like, what kind of world are they going to live in? It's like, what are we going to do anything to protect this world? It's like, I think that one of the things I was telling myself yesterday, say, look, if you don't have a job, right, because you've got all these like, mental health issues, a brain injury, and physical injuries and that, it's like, I literally like, you know, I I'll have some food and then I'll start praying again. I'll do this, or maybe do a bit of training, and then I'll put my time into prayer and reading God's word. And I'm like, It's like a real battle, man. It's like a huge battle. It's like, I feel like I'm sort of like fighting this thing which is like so big and enormous. Like, I just wanted to know that people are out there like listening, and it's like we're not fighting alone, man. It's like, how can we say that this whole battle of ours is like spiritual battle is on, we're on our own? And even when we go to churches these days, it's like, you know, we don't hear much about spiritual warfare. I go to a church where people don't even pray for each other sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go to the church service, people sit outside and talk. I'm like, what kind of like Christianity is that? It's like, and I think to myself, well, if there's war going on, maybe they're just too hurt to be prayed for or to pray for others. Maybe all they want to do is like a conversation, like a sort of like a so-called trivial conversation, and sort of smile and drink a cup of hot coffee and like, you know, and not sort of even touch any of the subjects that's going on in the world. It's like, and you speak to the pastor or the priest or what, the deacon, and some of those people can talk to you. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah. I was like in Stratford once, it's like Ontario, and the guy's got like, you know, he's got sort of army attitude. He's sort of like Scottish origin, like a Highlander, like a Scottish Highlander. It's like the Highlander, the true Highlander, you know, sort of thing. You know, he wears also, he's like, you know, as a sort of like what would you call him in that denomination? Let's call him a pastor, I guess, or the head of the congregation. You know, it's a very old Presbyterian church, and even when I was like going through homelessness and that, I used to go and see him. I even bought books, and when I was like had to downsize all my things, I gave him all my special Christian books, and I said, look, these are for you. Please read them. Please enjoy them. It's like, and I miss him. His name is Mark. It's like very special kind of guy. You know, he's very sort of warm-hearted and all that. And I was like, people like got like cut out of my life because of the fact that, you know, the public transportation has just like basically collapsed. So everywhere I go, I was like, you know, I've got to walk or cycle. Because we've been doing that cycling, like 500 kilometers the last couple of months. It's like bulging, sort of like, you know, painful sort of like shoulders and that. And I get back to my place, it's like after having a few pints, and it's like I literally like pass out because like extreme exhaustion and that. Anyways, like, and then I see like kind of all these kind of images on social media which I can't even forward. I feel so much pain for these people in Gaza. You know, I've seen like, you know, the worst kind of imagery where things have been completely decimated. I mean, like kind of razed, as they say, like razed to the ground. It's literally been like that. And then you see the opposite. What's going on is like, you know, Iran attacking very fiercely, like Israel, so badly, like last couple of days and weeks, man. Iran have been basically like, and it's so unlike Iranians. Why would they do that? I mean, it's like these Hamas and Hezbollah groups and all of these other like, and then it's like you walk around in Canada and people have got this kind of like sullen look on their face. I say, well, I said to myself, yeah, okay, that's also a biblical thing, right? God says like when people are feeling like that, maybe you should feel like that, but not maybe, but you should. It's like I'm saying maybe you should. I'm talking to myself, right? And like, it is true that, you know, I'm always like sort of like, you know, maybe I'm saying a few too many witty things, like in times of such duress and such turmoil and suffering. I use that kind of that sense of, you know, I won't even use that other word, that kind of bizarre sense of humor. It helps me get through the day. It helps me get through all of these things, you know. And even like when I was like homeless, I was like doing these crazy things, man. It's like even I used to make people. I used to make people cry, you know, cry and laugh. It's like, it's just like take a deep breath, man. It's like, what is the answer? You know, what is the answer to all this human suffering? And this is like one of the biggest questions, which you know, people went through the Holocaust and in times long, eras gone by. You know, what is the answer to all this human suffering? It's like I can't address the issue, man. It's just how much human suffering more do we have to go through and see and experience and witness, and even have our own. I mean, I'm a living testimony to like almost more than 11 years of this covert harassment thing, right? So, you know, that literally was destroying my life. But then I kind of like put the onus on other things, on sort of like, you know, just not keep concentrating on that one problem. and that's helped me quite a bit. And I just want to share that kind of story. It's Paolo from Ontario. God bless you all. Shalom.